Let's be real for a second. Every single time someone gets a job offer and accepts it on the spot, there's a hiring manager somewhere who just quietly smiles and updates their budget. Because here's the truth most people don't know. Companies expect you to negotiate, and the vast majority of people just don't. So today, we are going to fix that. We're going to cover exactly how you can get paid what you're actually worth, what to say, when to say it, and how to do it all without feeling, awkward or greedy. What's going on, finance people? It's Josh here. Welcome back to JoshLM Finance. Let's break this down. So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about the real cost of staying quiet. And trust me, it's probably more than you think. Then, we'll dive into the 3 critical steps: knowing your number, mastering the timing, and, yep, I'm even going to give you the exact scripts to use. We'll also cover what to do when you hear that dreaded no and how to pivot, plus the big picture mistakes you really want to avoid. It's the whole toolkit. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, we got to get one major mental block out of the way because I hear this all the time. Negotiating your salary, especially here in the US job market, it's not rude. It's not being difficult. It's just business. It's a totally normal, totally expected part of the process that's literally built into the hiring system. I mean, just look at this gap. Data from places like Glassdoor shows that over 70% of employers are sitting there literally expecting you to come back with a counteroffer. But less than half of us ever actually do it. That huge gap, that's not you being polite. That is expensive silence. You're literally leaving money on the table that the company had already set aside for you. And look, we're not talking about a few extra bucks here. A single, pretty chill 15-minute conversation can boost your starting pay by 10 to 20%. Just think about that for a second. That difference compounds every single year. It's not just extra money for coffee. That's a bigger down payment on a house. That's maxing out your retirement account. That is the financial breathing room that we are all looking for. Okay, so I hope you're convinced. You're ready to negotiate. But where do you even start? Well, step 1 is all about preparation. You absolutely cannot walk into this conversation cold. You need ammo. And I mean hard data, not just vibes or a gut feeling that you deserve more. This is a business conversations, so you got to show up with a briefcase full of facts. So where do you find this ammo? You basically become a detective. You hop on sites like Glassdoor, PayScale, LinkedIn Salary. You're researching your exact role, your experience level, and this is so crucial, your specific city. Doing this homework gives you a data-backed salary range. So that way, when they slide that offer across the table, you'll know right away if it's a lowball or if it's just an invitation to start the talk. And this right here, this shows the night and day difference. You can't just go in and say, I feel like I deserve more. It's just weak. It's subjective. The strong approach ties your request directly to their bottom line. Based on my experience increasing sales by X%, streamlining process Y, and delivering project Z ahead of schedule. You see the difference? Now it's not a confrontation at all. It's a collaborative discussion about the actual value you're bringing to the company. Okay, you've got your number. Now for step 2. Timing. This is so critical. The absolute best time to negotiate is in that little window after you get the official job offer, but before you've actually said yes. And why is that? Because in that moment, all the leverage is shifted to you. They've already invested all this time, all these interviews, they've said no to other people, and they've decided that you are the one. They are emotionally invested in you saying yes. And, this timeline here lays it all out pretty clearly. You go through the interviews, you get the offer, and then you enter what I call the sweet spot for negotiation. You never want to negotiate too early, right, before they're sold on you, and you definitely can't try it after you've already accepted. But what if they try to pin you down on a number early on in the interview process? You use a deflection script, just like this one. Notice you're giving a well-researched range, not one specific number. This shows you're prepared, but it also cleverly avoids locking you into a figure before you have the actual offer, and more importantly, before they've decided they absolutely have to have you. All right, step 3. This is the moment of truth. This is the part everyone asks me about. What do you actually say? So let's get super practical here. I'm literally going to give you some word-for-word scripts you can just steal and use for yourself. This one right here is your go-to script. Let's break down why it's so effective. First, you start with genuine enthusiasm. I'm excited. Second, you ground your request in facts based on my research, not just feelings. And third, you frame it as a collaborative question. Is there flexibility there? It opens up a conversation. It doesn't start a fight. It's calm, it's professional, and there is zero begging involved. Okay, but what if the offer is a real lowball? Let's say the market rate is $95K and they come in at $80K.
you pull out this script. The strategy here is key. You politely acknowledge their offer. Then you immediately re-anchor the conversation much higher using your research. By asking for $92,000, you're being ambitious, sure, but you're giving them a clear path to meet you somewhere in the middle. You're not making a demand, you're just gently guiding them toward a fair number. Okay, now let's talk about the big fear. What happens if they just say no? What if the budget is firm and they just can't move on the base salary? First rule, do not panic. A no on salary is not the end of the conversation. It's just a pivot point. The most important thing to remember here is that base salary is only one piece of the pie. A win can come in a lot of different forms. This is where you pivot to the total compensation package. You can ask, is a signing bonus possible? Or is there a clear performance bonus structure? How about an extra week of vacation, a budget for certifications, maybe even a guaranteed salary review in 6 months instead of a year? Just remember, compensation isn't only about cash. The total package is what really, really matters. So let's wrap this up with a few common and pretty costly mistakes to avoid. Think of these as self-inflicted wounds that can totally torpedo an otherwise really solid negotiation. So, quick fire mistakes to avoid. 1. Never, ever accept an offer on the spot. Always say, thank you so much, I'd like 24 hours to review this. 2. Never apologize for negotiating. It's expected. Apologizing just makes you look weak. 3. Don't bring your feelings to a data fight. And 4. Keep your emotions in check. It's just business. And that really is the core mindset you need. This whole process is business. It's not about your ego, it's not about being afraid of what they'll think of you, and it is definitely not about vibes. It's just a structured conversation about the value you bring to their business. Plain and simple. And if we zoom out to the big picture, the long-term reality, negotiating your salary just once can add tens of thousands to your bottom line over a few years. Doing it consistently, every time you change jobs, we are talking hundreds of thousands, maybe even over $1 million in lifetime earnings. That's not some hustle culture fantasy. That is the simple, powerful math of compounding. And of course, quick disclaimer, this is all for educational purposes. It's practical career guidance, not official financial advice. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Remember, this whole negotiation thing is a two-way street. If you're qualified, you've done your homework, you're being professional, and the company still reacts badly, well, that's not on you. What does that reaction really tell you? A no isn't just a rejection of your number. It is valuable data about the company culture you're about to join. Sometimes a failed negotiation is actually a bullet dodged. Thanks for watching till the end. If this helped you, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.